Edward Soldier here, and I'm back to talk about Halo Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2, and my thoughts on these episodes. Terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. Oh my god, the acting sometimes was abysmal, especially from the extras. The story is so fucking slow at times, and the Master Chief, John, is just not the Master Chief. This character, Pablo, you're playing this character all wrong. But my god, these two episodes were just terrible. I mean, beyond crap. And now people are going to say, haven't they taken some of the criticism on? Haven't they, decided to do a kind of soft reboot with this series? All that shit was bullshit. This is not a soft reboot. Nowhere bloody near. It is the same load of dog shit that they did last season. Now, I didn't watch all of last season. I only watched the first episode, and I think I watched a couple of scenes on YouTube from the last episode. So, I walked away from this series, but they brought me back with they're going to do the story of the Fall of Reach. Now, if you're a Halo fan like I am, you understand how important the Fall of Reach was to the story of Halo. Because if you've read the books, you've played the game, the fantastic game, then you know how interesting this story could be. So I got sucked back in because of that. Now, was it the right decision to come back? No. Oh my god. This guy Pablo keeps taking the helmet off. We got one or two scenes with him wearing the fucking helmet. Now I get it, some of you arsehole woke motherfuckers don't really get the whole, why do you need him to wear the helmet? It is a part of his fucking character, okay? If this arsehole actor doesn't like the fact he's playing a character who is well fucking known for wearing a helmet, then he shouldn't have gone for the role. He shouldn't have. And I've heard the shit he's been saying to the fucking, to the tabloids and shit. Oh, just accept the new character. No, fuckface. You accept that fans of Halo want the fucking mask on. Now, if you cannot accept that, guess what? Go somewhere else. I don't know why we're dealing with this guy. You have the original voice actor, you could have just put a stunt guy in the suit and had the fucking OG voice actor do the fucking show. You didn't need this motherfucker. Who the fuck is this Pablo guy? Who gives a shit? Oh my god, I'm so pissed off. These two episodes were goddamn disasters. Oh, so there's also a lot of terrible CGI in both episodes that are just absolutely terrible, especially for a show that's apparently on a very expensive budget. So let's also talk about the extras. And now I don't really do this, okay, on a regular basis, going after the side people. I tend to kind of think they're there to, be a part of the story. I get it. They're not supposed to be the focus of the show. I do get that. Why were they so fucking bad, though, in this episode? The first episode, when you're talking to the Marines, oh my god, it is such a struggle to get through. Oh my god, it is over the top. And what is with the British people in this show? Why do they sound so fucking English? Like, seriously, for an English person seeing how these arseholes are acting, it's like, why are you so English? I mean, it's fucking weird. Oh my god. But yeah, these actors are terrible. I'm sorry. The fucking extras, you're terrible. I don't know if it's bad directing. I don't know if it's fucking bad writing. But Jesus Christ, you can tell these motherfuckers are actors. This doesn't feel believable. It feels forced. My god. Either hire new directors or hire new fucking extras. Like, seriously. But we also have to talk about... God, we gotta talk about stupid shit now. Why am I watching a show that keeps making the Master Chief look like a bitch? Now I get the defense for this show is going to be, did you not see him kill all those elites? Yes, okay, yes. The bare fucking minimum. I get that, okay? The one thing I obviously going to expect from the Master Chief is he kills a bunch of elites. I get that. Why am I seeing the Chief act like an emotional wreck? Why is it he seems to be fucking going to some porno place to fucking deal with his emotions, and then the son of a bitch is near to fucking tears, talking to his boss? Why am I watching this? Why the fuck is the Master Chief nearly at having an emotional breakdown in some of the fucking scenes? Why? The Master Chief was a fucking legend. He was fucking cold. No, he's not cold-hearted, but he was focused. He was fucking determined. This son of a bitch could wipe out an army and not break a fucking sweat. That's the Master Chief we all know and love. This son of a bitch, I kind of think after every fucking mission, he goes and sees a counsellor. I swear to Christ, that's probably what he does. Oh yeah, I killed so many. I feel so guilty. Jesus fucking Christ. This guy, this entire character is just not the Master Chief. Nowhere fucking near. It is a joke to call this son of a bitch Master Chief. I honestly hope they stick to John, because he doesn't come near the real one. And let's talk about the fucking stupid team we have to deal with around the Master Chief. I mean John. Why? The Master Chief doesn't need a team. That's kind of one of the reasons people hated Halo 5. Because of the team bullshit. Because it made no sense. You don't want to play multiple fucking characters. You just want to be the Master Chief. But they've now had to create this team around him. And we all know fucking why, don't we? Master Chief's white. You can't just have the white guy. He has to be surrounded by fucking diversity. Because, you know, the Master Chief can't be the big badass. He has to be the badass that has a badass team around him. I am sick to fucking death of this. The forced in bullshit. Especially when you look at the fucking original game and it was pretty fucking diverse. Oh, maybe not for women, because the only person they could actually see themselves in is fucking Cortana. A strong female. But fuck it. Let's just waste fucking time with a team nobody could give a shit about. And know about their problems. One being a drug addict. One having pains. What? Jesus Christ. Oh my God, these episodes were shit. And I'm fucking sick of this crap. Of having a franchise being taken over by people who have no fucking idea what they're doing. All of the people on this series have not played the game, have not read the books, have no understanding of what Halo is. And they're trying to act like they have a right to do this. And we have just got to accept it. And if we don't like it, then we can go away. I did, motherfuckers. But I'm going to stay around now and just hammer the shit out of all these episodes. Fucking dog shit. It was slow. It was boring. I had to take a break in the second episode because I just couldn't be asked anymore. And why are we releasing 2 episodes now? Oh, I'll tell you fucking why. Because both episodes were fucking boring, and Paramount's kind of figured this out. If you don't try to hold an audience at the first episode, then they'll drop off faster. So apparently this is their new way of trying to keep an audience going by trying to make you feel invested. I mean, I don't know how, as this story is shit. So, what would I give the 2 episodes out of 10? Oh, I don't know, a fucking 0. A 0, okay? I'm not giving it points for having the Master Chief in one episode having a nice fight with elites. I'm not doing it, okay? That shit is not a fucking... I'm not rewarding it for that shit, okay? That's the bare minimum I'm expecting from a Halo show, is to have the Master Chief wipe out a fucking bunch of elites. I don't need that, okay? I'm fucking done with this shit. They did this the first season, having the first episode have the Master Chief wipe out a bunch of fucking assholes and try to think that's going to make everybody clap and say, yeah, that's fantastic, that's all I need. No. It is bullshit. And what really pisses me off about this entire fucking thing is the fans have been waiting so fucking long to have Halo, the Master Chief, be a series or a film. And there was so much potential with this show if they had done it right. But they didn't. They fucked it up, they wokeified it, and there is a scene in the first episode. There is a scene in the first episode that is just pure woke garbage. And if you've watched the episode, it's that bitch who fucking takes on a fucking criminal and wins. And then starts riding it. Oh, I can't go into spoilers. But you know the scene I'm talking about. Like, that is bullshit. Utter fucking bullshit. That fat cow ain't fucking doing that. Oh, so it's a 0 out of 10 for both episodes. Fucking awful. I'm going to keep on with this series because, you know what? Fuck them. Absolute disgrace. Absolute missed opportunity. And this is just... And again, people saying, oh, the series came back, so it must have done well. No, dumb motherfuckers. It came back because they had a fucking deal. Which means Paramount paid for 2 seasons. So this was going to happen either fucking way. Will it get a 3rd season? Who the fuck knows? Fucking doubtful, since Paramount's trying to tighten their belt. But who knows? So let's go to spoilers now. If you do not want to hear spoilers, leave in 3, 2, 1. So, episode starts off with the Master Chief with his squad on some random planet. And they're trying to... do Overwatch from a group of Marines who are trying to evacuate some sort of cult or some sort of religious group. And the Marine captain, who has to be the most English motherfucker I think I've ever seen. Again, I get some people going to say, the guy's English, we get it. No. This is like over the top English guy. Like, his accent is so strong, it's like really fucking weird. I've never heard it that English before. And the same for all the other English people in this fucking episode. They're very fucking English. And I don't get it. Why do they sound so fucking weird? But anyway. So this arsehole comes to the group. The Marines are trying to talk to these people. But again, the UNFC are... Well, they have a history. And that history is very bloody. Because they, well, in the books, the UNFC there was a civil war going on in the colonies, them fighting against Earth and, trying to become independent, and the Marines were usually sent in to wipe out all of the uprisings. That was the plan. I mean, that's basically what the fucking Spartans were created for. The law behind them was to take down a human uprising. That's what they were made for. And I think this show kind of changed the law, which is bullshit, because that was actually interesting. You mean they accidentally made the most elite soldiers to take on their own people, but it accidentally went well because they could take on the Covenant. That's an interesting story that these pricks changed. I don't know why. But yeah, so this woman kind of reminds the Marine of the other time they told them to move from a planet for their safety, which turned out to be lies, so they don't want to believe them this time. But it turns out, yeah, this is pretty much real. The Covenant are coming to blast the fuck out of the planet, so they're trying to rescue as many people as they can. Things get a bit frisky, and the Master Chief then turns up to kind of calm down the situation, and tells the people the Covenant are coming and they're going to kill you all, so you need to evacuate. But the woman, the old woman, the leader of the group, grabs the Master Chief and tells him some religious crap and says that he's not got religion, so he should find it or something. And then you start seeing the Covenant attack. No, hold on. No, the Covenant don't attack. They get a signal from command that the Covenant are coming. And then the Master Chief goes off to kind of search for a group of Marines that have apparently stopped their communications. We then go back to the sniper Spartan and the black guy Spartan. I don't remember the fucking names. Again, first time I've watched in fucking ages. And the black Spartan kind of mentions, because apparently they were on some kind of drug that made them super soldiers, and now that they've stopped taking the drug, they now feel more emotions and shit. Oh god. And apparently he now watches fucking animal videos because that's supposed to be funny or something. I don't fucking know. But apparently, yeah, and then they tell the chief where to go and that he's going to have to go up a massive hill. He uses his cable to get up there. When he gets up there, he finds 2 warthogs that have been abandoned. Whilst he's looking, he finds the group of Marines led by an English black chick, and they're kind of explaining that they saw something, and one of the Marines is too terrified to move because he has apparently seen something awful. Then the Master Chief is attacked by a shit ton of elites who are cloaked, and they pretty much wipe out most of the Marines. He has got 1 female Marine left with him, and she picks up a shotgun whilst Master Chief is pretty much killing all the Marines. This female Marine is just shooting and trying to do her best, and then she gets grabbed, thrown somewhere, and for some reason the elite doesn't kill her, leaves her alive. The Master Chief gets to her, tries to evacuate her, but when the Master Chief John looks back, he sees an army of elites. Now, first time I watched this, I thought, this is going to be interesting. What would they do here? What are they going to do here to get the Master Chief out of the situation? Are we going to get a bombing run? Are we going to see a shitload of warthogs coming up with their massive 50 cows and wipe out these elite and get some epic battle scene? No, the elites just let John go. I am not fucking joking. That is what happens. They let him go. Oh my fucking god. The fucking demon. Because apparently in the first season they called the Master Chief the Demon, even though this war's not been going on for that long. But again, they call him... Oh my god, they call him the Demon after he destroyed Halo. Like, fine. But again, they called him the Demon. He's the worst warrior he's the most dangerous warrior they've ever fought. And they're just going to let him go. Because apparently it turns out they're being led by some human woman, and she pretty much tells them to stand down. No idea. Well, I think I know why. Apparently they fucked each other. Again, didn't watch the first season. I just know certain things. But yeah, so the elites stand down, let John go. You then see the Covenant's cruisers come down and glassing the planet, and then you see these religious cult members panicking and running to the Pelicans that have arrived to pick them up. So John thinks he's seen the woman who's leading the Covenant, or at least this group, gets stunned for a little bit, then pulls himself out of it, runs to the Pelican. We see 1 Pelican get destroyed, and the old woman that John was speaking to earlier gives him a final message, which is basically find religion and find yourself. He gets on the Pelican. This bunch of cultists get pretty much wiped out. They save as many as they can. They get on the Pelicans and head for home. Okay. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and then John takes his helmet off because again, you're still technically in battle. You haven't escaped yet. Wouldn't it just make it... I'm sorry, why take it off? But that's not where we stop there, because after the credit scene, we then have to see Chief basically having a shower. They're not just taking the Master Chief's helmet off anymore. They're just making sure he takes everything off, because why? Why? Why do I want to watch the Master Chief have a shower? Why do I want to do that? This show is just made for an audience that doesn't exist. You don't want Halo fans, but you want this mysterious, group to just start watching Halo. It's fucking ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. So, after the Master Chief has his fucking shower, they get debriefed by the captain of the base, Jacob something, and he pretty much tells them the Covenant are pretty much winning the war, basically. They've wiped out a bunch of planets, they're pushing the human fleets back, and it's now getting pretty hairy. But then we're introduced to, what's his name? Ackerson, that's it. So Ackerson is taking over Dr. Halsey as head of the science division or whatever. Or basically he's pretty much taken over the base because he is the UNFC's intelligence branch. And if you know the history of the intelligence branch of the UNFC, you know they're basically as bad as, the CIA. Okay, they are literally that powerful. They can literally do what they want. So this guy, they've pretty much sent to pretty much sort out this entire situation with the Master Chief, the Covenant, and Dr. Halsey. So he's there to, clean up the mess made from last season. So they get more of the debriefing. This Ackerman fella, he's pretty much there to kind of give them the bullshit of like, I'm here to help you. I'm here to make sure we beat the Covenant. I'm here to pretty much calm things down. When you pretty much get a new manager at a job telling you, I'm here to make things better, when they obviously aren't. They're there because somebody's fucked up. Or somebody's kissed somebody's ass. Who knows? Anyway. So we go to the Rumble system, I think, where we meet back up with the pirates. Where we see that these pirates are doing an auction for all of the asylum seekers and all the refugees. So basically, they are selling slaves, technically. So they're selling slaves to all of the pirate families. Again, didn't watch the whole season 1, so apparently there are now pirate families in Halo who do slavery. So they're in an auction. This English fat lady is doing it and, goes around all the people that are, trying to get a spot on this base because they're from the colonies that got destroyed by the Covenant, and apparently the UNFC has just abandoned them to become slaves. Okay. You can explain that? Nobody's going to explain why the UNFC has just allowed a shitload of fucking refugees to become slaves. Like, why aren't they being evacuated anywhere? Why are they not going to rich... Like, what the fuck is this? This is weird. I don't know why this is in Halo. But anyway, so this auctioneer is going around all the people. She stops on this, like, really... this English fella, let's call him that. This kind of farmer English fella who, talks about how he's a refugee and how he's, they should give him a place on this station because he's good at his job, and this woman couldn't give a shit. She goes to the next guy who turns out to be a criminal, and when this guy gets kind of pissed off about her mentioning all of his criminal acts because he's had it tattooed on him, he attacks her, and then she gets the better of him and pretty much beats the shit out of him and then rides him. And when I'm just watching this scene, it's just like, that would never happen. You're telling me this guy's a killer. You're telling me this guy's a criminal. You're telling me this guy is, a bloke. And this fat woman is going to beat up this guy. Yeah, that's not fucking happening in any fucking universe. In any. Like, oh my god, it was so it was just stupid. It was a stupid fucking scene. So, the pirates are having a little fucking auction. They decide to buy the criminal and not the other three people, because there was a couple there as well, 2 for 1 apparently. And then the English farmer guy tries to make an offer to the pirates that he knows where Dr. Halsey is. And if he knows that, there's a massive bounty for these pirates to collect. If they let him stay, he'll tell them the coordinates of Dr. Halsey, and his price is just let him stay, or half the fucking bounty. I don't know. So, the chief's friend, what is he called? Soren, I think, pretty much just tells him to take the kid away. But it turns out that he actually wants to find Halsey for all the shit that she did to him. So he's pretty much just hiding away somewhere. And when after the auction's done, he heads back to his apartment where he meets up with his son, and his son's kind of terrified of monsters, and you know the whole galaxy's kind of turned to shit. So his wife and his son are very nervous. He tries to calm down his son and tell them monsters don't exist, but he kind of realizes he failed in that. And his wife kind of mentions how the other pirate families don't fear him anymore, so they should think about escaping somewhere just in case. But he doesn't want to do that, and just gives her a kiss and then heads off to his mission. He heads to his pirate ship, and there's where the English farmer guy is, and pretty much Soren tells him, tell me a location of Dr. Halsey, and you get what you want. But if you don't, we'll leave you there to die, basically. So they head off to go find Dr. Halsey. So the next scene is John talking to Ackerman, and him trying to, make some sort of dialogue between them. I mean, Ackerman, try to win him to his side, try to tell the chief that he's going to be all right and all this shit. But John's not having this. Tells him about, what happened on that planet with the cult people, how it looked like the Covenant were there already on the planet, and that he believes the Covenant are training to prepare for a bigger attack on the UNFC. Ackerman's not having it. He's kind of thinking that the chief is having some sort of withdrawal problems from the drugs he used to take, and the fact that he lost Cortana because Cortana was taken out of the chief's head last season, I think, and he's not really buying any of this. And the chief is being very emotional because you're literally seeing the Master Chief, John, having this conversation whilst holding back fucking tears and feeling like he's not being listened to. But again, you watch that scene, he just looks and sounds so fucking emotional. And when you actually think about that scene between him and Ackerman, and then think about in the games how the Master Chief acted like with commanders and other people, he was a fucking stern figure. He was fucking determined. He was fucking a man. He didn't act like a bitch whilst holding back fucking tears. My God, this was fucking awful. But Ackerman just tells him, listen, I don't believe you. Fuck off, basically. So the chief does. So after that scene, the chief's back with his team having a shower or after training or something. They bump into another Spartan team which is still on the drug, and they kind of mention how they're kind of sick of doing these boring missions where they're trying to repair communication systems. They want to take the fight to the Covenant, but that's not in the plan, so they've got to do these boring missions. And it looks like the Chief's team are being held back, and Chief's not happy with it. He wishes the other Spartan team good luck, and because they're being sent on another mission to repair another communication system, and the chief kind of thinks that this is going to be a trap for them, and doesn't really tell them that. Kind of just tells them just to watch out for the Covenant. Okay, so whilst they're in the shower room or in the locker room, the chief sees one of the TVs and he sees the Marine that he saved from the last mission, and she is getting a medal for what she did in that battle. And the chief doesn't really get it, and when Ackerman then says all of this bullshit and propaganda stuff about how they're beating back the Covenant and how, you know, they were able to save so many lives, it kind of pisses off the chief because he knows it's bullshit. And he doesn't understand why Ackerman doesn't believe him when that Marine woman was there with him and pretty much saw everything he did. So, well. So the chief goes back to Ackerman, has an argument, and this is where it gets really fucking emotional, and it's pretty bloody pathetic. He keeps telling Ackerman, I know what I saw, the Covenant are going to be there waiting for this other Spartan team. You've got to get them prepared. You need to start realising that the Covenant are a serious threat and stop bullshitting about how we're winning, because we're not, basically. But Ackerman just says, I don't believe you. I've already asked the Marine about what happened, and she did not, you know, tell me the same story you did. So, why? It looks like you're lying to me. And again, the chief gets very emotional about this, and is then pretty much told by Ackerman to again, fuck off. The chief then goes into the city and meets up with an old admiral woman who was in last season, and how she pretty much had to take the blame for Halsey escaping, and she tells the chief to tell her what happened on the last mission he was on. He explains the mission and how pretty much what's going on, and she tells him that Ackerman has already told UNFC command that he doesn't believe him, and how it looks like he's just been there. He's just been sent there to pretty much deny everything. You know, cover for the UNFC's, you know, losing the war, basically. And she tells the chief that she'll be there to help him if he needs it. And if he finds out any more information, go see her. And then the chief goes to some computer porn place where you can hire some, I don't know, fucking generator, basically, to have a conversation with. And you have this scene where the chief just opens up about how he misses a certain woman and how he wishes he could be with her, and then the computer thing starts going a bit insane and taking I don't know, a very weird angle, you know, how she wants to change her nose to make herself look like the woman that he loves or whatever, and then the chief just turns it off because it gets very weird. But again, why am I watching this? Like, why are we here? Why am I watching a scene where the chief literally goes and gets a computer prostitute? Why am I not watching the chief take on a shitload of fucking elites going from mission to mission? Why am I trying to deal with the chief's mental bullshit? Why? Fucking hell. So we go to the last scene, which is Soren, whatever the hell his name is. They find the ship that apparently Dr. Halsey's on. They get to it. It turns out they've got no gravity, so they have to put on spacesuits. They walk out there, and whilst they're there, the ship is falling down to the planet. But it turns out this was a trap set by, I think, the UNFC, and they take Soren in. And it looks like he's died, but he's been captured, and the pirate ship just heads home. And the end of the episode is finding out that Dr. Halsey is in some mysterious place where she is talking to some woman. And that's how the first episode ends. Fucking awful episode. Fucking awful. Again, you get one fight scene, and that's it. And we're still dealing with the same bullshit issues that we were dealing with last season. So all the idiots out there saying they've learnt, they've listened, it is bollocks. Oh my god. So I'm just going to rush through the review for the second episode because it's pretty fucking simple. Basically, the Master Chief is having more problems with Ackerman. Ackerman is having problems with the Master Chief. Turns out the Marine was lying to Ackerman, and the fact that it doesn't, again, make sense why she didn't tell him the truth, because apparently she's just so ashamed and it was just too scared to tell the UNFC the truth. I don't get that. But yeah, because the Master Chief has some scene with her where she pretty much just opens up to him and says, yes, I lied to the UNFC. Yes, I saw what you saw. So why don't you go grab her, Chief, and take her? Take her to the fucking Ackerman and have her tell him everything. Oh my god, that scene didn't make sense. Didn't make fucking sense. Like she knows what she did was wrong. She knows she should tell the truth, and the Chief just lets it go. Why? Also in the episode, we had to have the two female characters having their issues. One of them is kind of not, has problems with her back, and she's starting to realise that she might need the drug again, and if she can't keep up with all the other Spartans, she may be left behind or kicked out of the Spartan group. We're also introduced to a blind ex-Spartan who's helping her deal with her problems with her back and all of her other injuries. He then takes her to some sort of spiritualist healer or something, because you get this kind of cringe-worthy scene where he just says, accept that you're healing, pray away the pain or some shit. I don't know. And you find out Ackerman is trying to find out dirt on the Chief by going to the other female member of the team, trying to say, has the Chief acted weirdly? Has he put you in danger? She stays loyal, which I will commend. But it does look like Ackerman is trying to find a way of getting rid of the Chief. Apparently he's become too much of a problem for the UNFC. So that might be one of the other reasons Ackerman's been sent there. Anyway, we also have to go back to the Asian woman. I completely forgot about her. Remember that Asian woman from the first season? She's back. She was chased by some slavers, and she was able to remove the tag they had on her. And yeah, she's a part of this series still, even though everybody hated her from the first season. Again, they haven't learnt a fucking thing. So she's still there, and she's having problems because without Person or whatever the fuck his name is protecting her, she's now at threat of being enslaved by the other pirates. But she's able to kill all of the pirates that get sent after her with this kind of really cringe-worthy chase where she literally wiped them out. It was really shit. And yeah, the episode just ends with her shouting at that guy's son. And that's it for her in this episode. Dr. Halsey is then continuously dealing with some sort of program or some sort of cloning thing where she keeps talking to the same woman, asking a bunch of questions, and every time she asks about the man's identity to this clone, the clone dies every time. Because after it turns out, after this clone dies for the third time, it's then revealed that Ackerman is there and this simulation is by him. Apparently they're trying to make something, and they're trying to do some tests with Dr. Halsey. So what I think the plan is they're trying to get rid of the Master Chief, but they know he's too much of a fantastic warrior, so they're cloning him. And now I'm on some sort of little conspiracy theory of, are they going to say the Master Chief is a clone of this Master Chief? I have a feeling that's where we're going with this. And if that's true, that is dog shit. We also find out Cortana's still alive, and Ackerman is keeping her in the same location as Halsey. And Ackerman's been asking her a bunch of questions to do some calculations, and I think the calculations that he's been asking her to do are, can the UNFC hold back a Covenant? And it turns out, no, they can't. So Ackerman, seeing this, you can see the panic in his eyes and kind of the realizations that they're going to lose this war, or at least they're going to lose a shitload of people, and now he's got to do something to either stop this or at least consider somewhat of a retreat or withdrawal. Anyway, so the chief finds out about the missing Spartan team, and he wants to go out and save them, so he, pretty much steals a Pelican and lies to his team and tells them instead of going to training, which they've been doing all week, instead of going to training, they're going to head off to Reach, where the Covenant are. So this is apparently going to be the beginning of the story of the fall of Reach. And then we get the last scene, which is a bunch of Marines getting slaughtered by one elite, and us seeing that the female chief's girlfriend, whatever her name is alive, and she has found something on Reach that is important to the Covenant. And that's how the episode ends. I know I did it quick. I just couldn't be asked. The episode was terrible. Both episodes were fucking awful. And I have no hope for the future of this show. Again, the bad acting, this terrible story choice for the chief to be this fucking emotional bitch is just not the chief. Okay? It's fucking awful. So yeah, not a great series. And that's the end of my review. If you like this review, give it a like. If you dislike this review, give it a dislike. And if you like my content, do think about subscribing. And you have a comment, leave it below, and I'll try to get back to it. Entertainment Soldier, bye.